please remain standing for the playing of the Chilean national anthem.
It's one of the wonderful things about working international tournaments. You get to hear all of these different national anthems from around the world. And I can assure you that that was not Trix and I singing that you heard in the background. That was some of the staff and fans of the Chilean team. I don't think you want to hear Trix and I sing. Maybe you've got a very lovely voice.
No,
but,
I definitely do not.
So we're glad that you can be with us. And Trix, before we went to the anthems, we started to talk a little bit about these two teams, Chile and the Dominican Republic, and what we look at for the tournament as a whole as we get a look at our referees for today's game. Leandro Lezcano from Argentina, Humberto Munoz from Ecuador, and Christopher Henry from the Virgin Islands. The commissioner of FIBA for this game is Fatima da Silva. Obviously, a couple of favorites coming into the tournament. You talk about Cuba, the defending gold medalist. You talk about Canada. Brazil has a strong chance as well. What do we look for out of the Dominican Republic and Chile this afternoon?
Well, I think their goal really in this tournament is to try to finish in the top 5, because then they have another chance to qualify later next year. And that's, you know, that's what they're looking to do. Some of them, like Dominican Republic had a little bit of trouble getting some of their players in. They arrived very late on Friday night. And so they, you know, they haven't really had a chance to get acclimatized to get ready to the tournament.
See the starters for the Dominican Republic: Yulady Zapata, Jennifer Estrella, Andreina Paniagua, Genesis Evangelista, and Suyeri Monsac, the 5 starters for the Dominican Republic. Get a look at the Chilean team. So you hear the FIBA anthem in the background. Some of these teams, you look up and down their rosters and then you compare them to some of the more powerful teams in the tournament. They don't quite have the height and the experience, and so they've got to find other ways to get it done. As a coach, how do you approach those kinds of situations?
Well, you're really trying to out-strategize the other team. You've got to have presses, you've got to have zone defenses, you've got to be able to mix it up. And really it's just trying to get the ball to your key players, move the ball as well as you can. And with the 24-second shot clock, you know, you don't have a lot of time to set up your offense, so you've got to work quickly.
Got a chance to look at the Chilean starters: Sende Baceas, Zomara Morrison, Francisco Rojas, Barbara Cousinho, and Jennifer Fuentes. The head coach for Chile, Ricardo Gonzalez, and we failed to mention the head coach for the Dominican Republic, Ariel Portuondo. Just seconds away from tip here at the Saville Community Sports Center in lovely Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. Our officials calling the teams onto the floor as they get last-second instructions. Once again, we're glad you can be with us on TSN or the FIBA World Feed, wherever you're joining in from around Canada or around North America, or for anywhere else around the world for that matter. Glad you can be with us. Morrison jumping against Monsac. Ball's in the air, and we are underway. Monsac wins the tip. Evangelista controls into the front court. Bounce pass to the high post, left side. Munsak giving it up. Now the three on the way. That comes up short by Paniagua. Pass into the corner. Now fed inside. Mishandled by Morrison. And here come the Dominicans back the other way. Ball knocked out of bounds. It will remain Dominican Republic ball. A little bit of trouble handling the ball early on. Is that a function of nerves, perhaps?
Yeah, the ball's pretty bouncy. And this floor is very springy, so they're going to have a little bit of issue there, too.
Now the long skip pass to Evangelista. She drives, 7 on the shot clock. Puts it up off the glass, does not go. Now Cousinho looked like she was going to try the step back. Now instead kicks it across Morrison. Now on the far side to Rojas. Three is no good, but the rebound Morrison, she goes up. Had some contact on the way up, but there was a lot of ball in there, so no whistle, and it skitters out of bounds, and it'll be Dominican Republic ball. 8:59 to play. We don't have a score yet between Chile and the Dominican Republic. First game of this 2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championship Tournament. As we said, the winner goes to Rio. Second, third, and fourth place teams play in a qualifying tournament next June.
And Brazil has already qualified from this tournament, so if they finish in that top 4, then another team will go.
Right. Yeah, FIBA just deciding today that Brazil, as the host tournament, will indeed be allowed a spot in the draw automatically, and the U.S. has already qualified as well. Morrison gives it up on the screen. Now the pass stolen, tipped out of bounds by Estrella, and it'll be Dominican ball with 7 on the shot clock. Beg your pardon, Chile's ball. Pass denied. Chile will get another shot at it.
Morrison has had some experience in the WNBA. She played for the San Antonio Stars in 2012, so she's got to bring a lot of experience to the team.
She comes up a little bit gingerly. Looks like she took a shot to the left rib area. So they get a fresh 14. Inside to Morrison. She shoots, and that's good. First bucket of the game. It's Chile 2, Dominican Republic nothing. 8:14 to play first quarter. Now a foul along the baseline. They call that offensive?
It was just the ball out of bounds.
Oh, ball out of bounds, okay.
Yeah, everybody likes to get that first hoop, get the jitters out.
Rojas to Cousinho in the corner. Fuentes now out. Long shot by Basellas. That's no good. And on the rebound attempt, the ball got dribbled on the end line, and so that's Dominican Republic ball. Zapata. A little bit of pressure. Oh, yeah, she traveled.
Yeah, Chile's coming with they're looking to trap off screens. So the Dominican has to be sharp and find the open person quickly.
Got to look at Zapata on the travel there. She was going to pass it in one direction, and things changed while she was in air, pulled the ball down, and came down with the other foot. And now Basellas has it poked out of her possession. It'll remain Chile ball. Morrison to inbound. Finds Fuentes. Cousinho on the right wing, lobs it inside to Morrison. She spins, nice move, goes to the glass and lays it in. 4-0 in favor of Chile.
She's got some excellent footwork, Morrison, inside.
Morton finally giving it up. Evangelista has it in the corner. Back to Paniagua. Stolen away. Now Chile with a 3-on-1. Morrison gets it. She comes up short on the layup. Now Cousinho from outside. That's no good. Rebound in the corner to Morrison, but a foul called.
Yeah, Morrison pushed her a little bit underneath to try and get possession.
That's the first foul on Zomara Morrison. One foul apiece. Morrison with the only foul for Chile, and Estrella foul for the Dominican Republic. Get a look into the Chilean huddle with head coach Ricardo Gonzalez and the rest of his troops. Had a chance to work the Caribbean Basketball Confederation tournament last month in the British Virgin Islands, and both the women's and men's tournaments, and there were some extremely exciting games, especially on the women's side. A couple of huge comebacks, so I expect we're going to see a lot of that this week. These teams, when they play, or these folks, when they play for their national teams, everybody seems to amp it up just a little bit because they know that national pride is on the line. And sometimes you're playing your regional rivals, your continental rivals, maybe the country right next door to you that you've had bad blood with for 500 years.
Oh yeah, most of these teams have played each other even earlier in the summer. Some of them played each other in the Pan Am Games. I know that Chile played Ecuador, who's in this tournament, 4 times in July. So, you know, they've all prepared by playing each other. And the three-point line makes a big difference too. When a team gets down, if they can get hot from the three-point line, they have a chance to come back.
Rojas trying to find Fuentes inside. No, and foul on the shot.
The Dominican's going to have trouble with Morrison because they don't have anybody who comes near her size.
Foul is on Viviana Beltre, her first. Free throw is good by Morrison, and it's 5-0 in favor of Chile. Morrison with all 5 points for the Chileans.
When you start a tournament, it's nice to have that scoring inside because players are a little bit nervous. It's easier to make a layup than it is to make a three-point shot.
Second free throw no good, but Fuentes with the rebound, and now the outside shot is good by Francisca Rojas, and it's 8-0. Monsac hands it off, now gets it back. Long jumper, that comes up short. Rebound Morrison. Nice ball handling there by Baseas. She gets it into the corner. Baseas on the drive. Tries the bounce pass inside. A little bit too far. Trying to reach Fuentes, and that'll be Dominican Republic ball. Get a look at the nice outside shot there by Rojas. She splashes it home to give Chile an 8-0 lead with 5:40 to play in this first quarter. Nice pass from Monsac inside, could not convert. That was Genesis Evangelista. Three was a little long. Ball goes out of bounds. Fuentes bumps to the floor. Vivian Beltre. Long time to get the ball in, finally do, and Morrison is fouled. I believe that's going to be on Suyeri Monsac. It is, and that's her first.
Yeah, you don't want to be fouling Morrison away from the basket.
Right.
You can't be wasting those fouls.
Rojas gets it to Morrison inside. She's bumped off her spot, and that's going to be another foul against the Dominican Republic. That is going to be on Evangelista, her first, but the 4th team foul for the Dominican Republic, and already in the bonus with an 8-0 lead. Now Rojas for 3, that's just short. Fuentes the rebound. Back out to Rojas. Now a 3 ball on the way, that's short. Rebound by Monsac, and here comes the Dominican Republic. Evangelista, nice little hesitation moves, goes to the basket, lays it in, and draws the foul. The foul is going to be on Basaez, her first. Little stutter step by Evangelista.
Finally, they get the saran wrap off the hoop, so hopefully they'll get going now.
Can't complete the 3-point play, so it remains 8-2, but the tip-in is good. So make it 8-4.
Yeah, Morton got a nice offensive rebound there.
Sometimes when you're behind, doing the dirty work, getting the easy buckets, opens up the other things. Now a beautiful lob pass inside, and she traveled, did Morton. It was a nice lob from outside. That was like a quarterback hitting a wide receiver in between a couple of defenders as we get a look at the tip-in. Nice positioning, the left-hand rebound. She goes right back up. And
sorry, that was Monsac that put that last hoop in. It wasn't. Oh.
Monsac with a near steal there. 4:45 to play, first quarter. Chile leading the Dominican Republic 8-4. Long outlet pass the other way, they can't convert.
And that's what the Dominican has to try and do. They've got to try to run, because if Morrison gets under the hoop, it's back on defense. It's hard to get anything inside.
Cousinho's 10-footer won't go, and fighting for it on the floor is Monsac. She gets to Evangelista behind the back dribble, kicks it out to Morton. Now a 3 on the way. That missed everything, and that'll be Chile ball.
It was a wide open shot. I think you have to take it if you can make it, but they're short on all their shots. They need to get a little bit going, and again, they had some trouble getting here, so their legs aren't quite under them yet.
Now a 3 on the way from Morrison. That's good. 11-4 now in favor of Chile. Is there anything Zomara Morrison can't do?
Well, the game has changed so much. The big girls have to be able to hit those outside shots.
Nice pass across the court to Viviana Beltre, but she couldn't handle it, got it back. Now Evangelista. And as she traveled before the shot clock violation, I thought I saw an extra step in there, and that's a good catch by the officiating crew. Now Abuyeras checking in for Fuentes. There's that 3 ball by Morrison. Vanessa Leeper-Jones in for Chile as well. Abreu comes in for the Dominican Republic. How fortunate is that to be a basketball player with the last name of Leeper? Monsac in traffic, goes off the glass, it won't go. Gets her own rebound, fights her way back up. Shot won't go, but she draws a foul. She'll go to the line for a pair. Foul is going to be on Catalina Abuyeras, her first. 3rd team foul for Chile. Nice rhythm, nice motion by Monsac. She hits the first.
I think Dominican will get going. They're starting to get some legs under them, starting to run a little bit more.
Got that mic up on that rim.
It's very loud.
Hope we don't see any thunderous dunks. We'll have to rip our headsets off in a hurry. Now Morrison fighting her way through traffic. She's going to go to the line. That foul is going to be on Jennifer Estrella, her second.
And Morrison's got nice shooting form. Keeps the ball high, which is a good thing to do when you're got lots of size. It's hard for those little guards to get in there and
hard
poke
for the
it away.
mice to get the cheese.
Yeah.
Morrison hits both free throws. It's 13-5. And Estrella sits down for the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, it's hard. 2 fouls in the first quarters. Not great.
Monsack up top. Monsack with the step back jumper over Morrison, and that's good. Pretty shot by Suyeri Monsack.
It's a good recovery to shoot an air ball a couple possessions earlier and come back and nail that.
The corner now for Rojas, 10 to shoot. She drives baseline, kicks it out. Now a 3 on the way. That's short. Jones in traffic. Might have gotten partially blocked. And then the steal. Good work in there, but the shot won't go. Chile. What persistence on this possession. Now Jones with a little head fake. Kicks it out to Baseas. Now Morrison. Back to Baseas. 5 to shoot. Jones from the corner. That's good. 3-pointer.
Oh, and a steal.
Followed by a deuce by Rojas. Just like that, it's 18-7. Chile has outscored the Dominican Republic 15-3 since the 9:22 mark. Now a nice drive by Morton. She draws the foul. That's going to be on Francisco Rojas, her first. That was almost a little too easy for getting that point.
Well, it was a bit of a scramble, so sometimes the ball's loose and then someone can take it hard to the hoop. That's what they do on offensive rebounds. Helps to.
Morton completes the 3-point play, and it's 18-10, 1:14 to play, first quarter. Opening game of the 2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championships. Dominicans come away with a steal there. Monsack fakes the pass, goes up from close range, and just like that, they're back to within 6 at 18-12. A little bit of pressure now from the Dominicans.
I would have expected them to do this with their. They can't match up size-wise, and they've got to get the ball out of their hands somehow.
Another steal by Abreu. We're inside of a minute to play, first quarter. Shot by Abreu. That was no good, and here comes Chile back the other way. Jones on the feet. She kicks it out. 3 on the way. No. Rebound taken by Leaper Jones.
She's really made a difference in this game. She's come in and given them a lot of energy.
Yeah. Her shot won't go. About a second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Monsack, good effort to get through the traffic, but her shot won't go. 10 to shoot, 10 on the game clock. Shot clock is off. And now driving to the bucket on the layup. Sandy Baseas will go to the line to try to complete the 3-point play. A lot of contact on the initial turn, and then she just takes it right up and in. Morrison will sit down. Fuentes comes back in for Chile.
Yeah, by taking Morrison out now, they give her an opportunity to have a little bit more rest, because I don't assume she gets too much. So
right.
She gets the quarter break plus a little bit more time. So
the foul was on Andrina Paniagua. 3-point play is good, and it's 21-12. Morton throws up the prayer. That won't go, and that's how the first quarter is going to end. 21-12 in favor of Chile. Tricks kind of went how we expected in that first quarter. Chile using their size. The Dominicans countering a little bit there toward the end with their speed and pressure.
Yeah, the pressure seemed to hurt the Chileans a little bit, and it's good to see. I mean, you have to do something different. They were getting a bit of foul trouble when they let them just play half court, and so they had to go full court, and it did work. They got 3 or 4 steals off of it, and some buckets and some fouls.
You get a look in the Dominican huddle. Ariel Portuondo, the head coach. This is the first of 4 games today. Hope you can be with us. If not in person, if you aren't close to the Edmonton area, hope you can join us online or watch on television. Of course, the one everybody's anticipating tonight here in Canada anyway is the opener for the Canadians. 3rd game of the night, and they are one of the gold medal favorites. As we get a look at the turnover. Nice pass inside and the short jumper by Monsac. That was part of a little bit of a run there by the Dominican Republic.
Por favor, el asistente, esta parte aquí, mantengamos la...
At the end of the first quarter, Chile 3 of 10 from beyond the arc, 3 of 8 from inside, perfect from the free throw line, 3 of 3. Dominican Republic 1 of 7 from the floor, 0 of 3 from beyond 3-point range, 4 of 6 from the free throw line. Chile out rebounding the Dominican Republic 5-3. I beg your pardon, 9-6. 5 offensive, 3 offensive for the Dominican Republic. 5 turnovers in that first quarter for the Dominicans. And the one big stat that stands out to me, as I'm sure it does you, 6 points in the paint as compared to just 2. That going largely in favor of the Chileans.
Well, when you got Morrison, you want to put that ball in there and let her have at it. Her footwork is outstanding. And she takes her time. She reads the defense, moves off of it. So it's very effective.
Second quarter underway. Fuentes up top over to Basellas, and a foul away from the ball as Morrison was battling with Paniagua. That foul is called on Paniagua. That's her second.
Yeah, they've got to do something different. They've got to get in front of the post or try to double team right off the bat.
Morrison from 16, and that's good. She's got 12 points already. Morton, right wing, getting the play set up. Paniagua now between the rings. Abreu, 10 to shoot. On near midcourt, Fuentes has her. And now on the first step by Zapata, it's called for the travel.
Yeah, she really needed to sweep and go along the baseline there, but she came back to her right hand. I'm sure she's right-handed.
Look at the pretty shot there. Morrison. Basellas gets it to Morrison. As you said, she did not get a very long rest, just essentially the quarter break. Basellas looked like she might have taken an extra step in there. She dished it off to Fuentes, and she got fouled on the way up. That's going to be on Johanna Morton, her first. Second team foul.
At least they're spreading the fouls out a little bit.
That's true. Free throw by Fuentes is good. Makes it 24-12. Let's look at the lovely young lady from Providencia. She hits them both, and now Chile showing some pressure of their own.
It's just a straight up man-to-man pressure. So it's, you know, the ball handlers for Dominican are okay. They should be able to handle that pressure.
Zapata from the corner for 3. That's no good. Rebound Morrison. That long reach, she was not going to let Evangelista get that ball. Cousinho from the corner, finding Fuentes, back out to Cousinho. 3 on the way, bang! Cousinho makes it 28-12.
Yeah, Cousinho and Leaper Jones have come in and made a difference.
A nice turnaround by Evangelista won't go, and here comes Chile back the other way. Cousinho, oh, she had Morrison initially on the cut, finally did get it to her. Oh, and there's that footwork by Morrison. She found herself in traffic, showed great patience and vision, found herself a little bit of space, and went up for the easy bucket. Is that something you can coach, or is that instinct?
Well, you work on the footwork. You work on it every day, but a lot of it is just understanding where the defense is and going against that pressure, or lots of times trying to react to the pressure.
Zapata answering at the other end to make it 30-14. The ball poked out of bounds, and it goes off one of the officials and stays in play.
Yeah, if she could have grabbed that, it would have been in play. The referees considered part of the court.
There was that three-pointer by Cousinho a moment ago from the corner. I think everybody was expecting to have it go out of bounds off of the official, so everybody just kind of stood there. Now a three from the other corner by Jones is no good, but a foul call. She'll go to the free throw line for 3 shots. Foul on Zapata, her first. 3rd team foul already for the Dominicans in this quarter. 7:38 to play.
The Chile's doing a good job of reversing the ball. They're going side to side, makes the defense work a lot harder. And they're trying to fly out and prevent those 3-point shots.
Second shot by Jones is no good from the free throw line. She's got 1 more coming. He gets 2 out of 3. And it's 32-14. Beltre in now for the Dominican Republic. She saw some time in that first quarter. She's the captain of the team. 3 from the corner, no good. Nice rebound by Morton. Fakes the shot, goes up in traffic. Goes up over Fuentes. The shot won't go, but she'll go to the free throw line.
It was a good pump fake against Morrison. Drew the foul.
Foul is on Jennifer Fuentes, her first. Morton hits them both, and we talked about the microphone up on the hoop, and when it goes through and you hear that net swish, there's not much prettier of a sound in sports. Maybe a golf ball hitting the bottom of the cup on a long putt, hear it rattle around in there. Yeah. But hearing the swish of that ball go through the basket, very pretty sound. Crack of a baseball bat. Beltre between the rings. She gets it back, puts up the 3. That's short, rebound Fuentes. Just under 7 minutes to play, second quarter. Chile continuing to lead the Dominican Republic, 32-16. Now Morrison has the pass stolen before she could get it. Now a little bit of a scrum, and Chile gets it back. Morrison for 3. Bang! Her second 3 ball, and Zamara Morrison has 17 points in this first half. The Dominicans turn it over, and it'll be Chile ball as Hernandez comes in now. She replaces Zapata. Let's get a look at this 3-pointer. Morrison spotted up. Pretty release. Nothing.
Yeah,
the back of the net.
Monsac did a good job defending her inside. She wasn't able to get the ball, and then she just steps out to the 3 and nails it. It's nice having that range.
Now a 3 from the corner from Cousinho is no good. Evangelista challenging the defense, goes up, knocks over Jones, no call, and the layup is good. Jones was outside of the restricted area.
I think that was a good no call because she...
Let's get a look at it here, a closer look.
Yeah, I think she overplayed that a little bit.
Yeah, the leap was a little more vertical than it was horizontal, so yeah, that was a good no call. Cousinho into Morrison. Friendly roll by Morrison, and she's got 19 points. Morrison has outscored the entire Dominican Republic team 19-18. So now there, Viviana Beltre scores. It's 37-20. The Dominicans get it back, and they are running. Into the corner for Hernandez. She tries to feed Paniagua inside. It gets poked out of bounds. It will remain with the Dominican Republic.
Yeah, Morrison gets up and down the floor pretty well. It's hard to get that ball inside because she knocked that one out of bounds. Great inbounds play.
Nice play to get it to Beltre, but she could not get the shot to go. Morrison for three again. Short. And a long outlet pass. The Dominicans blowing a golden opportunity there. They made that fast break a little too complicated. Cousinho with a nice move, step in and shot. And it's 39-20, and now the Dominican Republic wants timeout. With 4:53 to play in this second quarter. There's a look at the last shot by Chile. Nice little step around, step in jumper by Cousinho.
Well, they've set them up for it now, right? They've hit some threes, so now they got to come flying out. Allows them to do that one dribble pull-up jumper, which I think is a great shot in women's basketball. You don't see it enough. The really good players will have it because now, I mean, they don't have someone big inside, but if you do, you can take that one dribble and pull it up before the next line of defense comes at you, and it can be very effective.
A lovely young lady having a good time here at the Saville Community Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. This is my first trip to this part of Canada, and boy, it is lovely out here. The weather's fantastic. Great accommodations. Everybody's friendly.
Yeah, for a lot of these teams to come to Canada is a great experience. I mean, I've traveled quite a bit with national team, and you go to a lot of these countries and the food's not great, the accommodation's not great, the weather's really, really hot, although it's a pretty hot day today, but you know, it's wonderful. What they experience here, a lot of the teams they just love it.
And hot for Canada is
30.
Probably different than hot for Ecuador.
Oh yeah, for sure.
They're probably walking around in heavy coats and earmuffs. A fast break by Besaez has it swatted out of her hand.
That's good hustle. Good hustle by the Dominican.
And not giving up on that play. I believe that was Andrina Paniagua that forced the turnover.
Well, I think Evangelista started it. She was working the ball up the court and was able to make her fumble it a little bit, and then it's a team effort from there.
Nice crossover by Estrella. She kicks it into the corner, three on the way. That's good. Genesis Evangelista hitting from the corner, making it 39-23 with 4:05 to play, second quarter. Morrison's pass is intercepted, and here come the Dominicans, 3-on-2.
Dominican's energy is lifted now. They're playing a lot better. They're going to start to hit some of these threes, we hope.
Estrella's three was off left a little bit. Now a long two is no good by Jones. Morrison tracking down the rebound. Back to Morrison. She kicks it out. Three on the way. Jones's shot won't go. Macias back outside now. Over to Morrison. 8 to shoot. Now from outside. Macias. 3, no. Rebound to Beltre. Morton, a little crossover action, goes to the glass and draws the foul. Let's take a look at the shot by Estrella. Beg your pardon, Evangelista, off the pass by Estrella. Nice ball movement, good stroke.
That's what you got to do. You got to penetrate and then dish to the corners. And on the three-point line, it's shorter in the corners than it is up top. So a lot of the women will gravitate down there. It's a little bit shorter, although the angle to shoot the ball is a little bit harder because you have no frame of reference. When you're shooting from up top, you got the backboard. It's a little easier to you know, find that angle and that aim. But the baseline is a shorter shot.
And how much of a luxury is it for the Chilean team knowing that they have Morrison in there defensively? In order to get the drive and dish, you're hoping to get the defense to sag on the drive, but you don't necessarily have to sag when you've got Morrison waiting back there, so the defense can be a little bit more honest and maybe challenge some of those outside shots. For
sure, and the better teams don't help at all inside from ball side. So if the penetration happens on the left side of the floor, the defender on the three-point shooter on the left side doesn't come to help anyway. So they're not, I mean, the really good teams don't help from ball side. They help from the offside. And like you're right, with Morrison, they don't even have to come and help from anywhere. She sits in there and you know, she hasn't got a lot of blocks, but her presence is just, you know, it's very good, and she doesn't foul.
Morrison at 6'5", 195 centimeters. She does not move like she's 6'5". She moves like somebody who's maybe 5'10". I mean, she's so smooth, and she's not the least bit awkward on her feet at all.
Yeah, no, she's got a very nice stroke as well. And yeah, she gets up and down the floor well.
She's just an unbelievable natural athlete.
And she has a good set of hands, too. That's the other thing. Sometimes your bigger players don't have great hands. And as I say that, she fumbles it a little bit. But
well, I think she was trying to go behind the back on the pass and then held it up. .240 to play, second quarter. Pass just about stolen away.
See, her defense is excellent. She doesn't reach.
Yep.
She doesn't get herself into foul trouble.
Good fundamentals there. Now Cousinho inside. Kicks it out. Short jumper from the left baseline is no good by Abuyeres. 15-point lead for Chile with 2:15 to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, the Dominican has hung around a little bit. You know, they're down 15, but it's 5 3-pointers. It's not a whole lot.
Now an offensive foul call against Morton. That's her second.
She's got to be getting tired. They actually have subbed her out. She's been working hard. She's been having to bring the ball up, having to defend a lot.
Now a foul by Monsac as she came to defend the pass into Fuentes. So Monsac with her second, and Chile will go to the free throw line as they're in the bonus. 2 fouls on Morton, 2 on Estrella, 2 on Paniagua, and 2 on Monsac for Chile. I beg your pardon, for the Dominicans.
The Dominican seems to go in spurts with their fouling. You know, they had a really good start to the quarter and didn't foul at all, and then they get themselves into a little bit of trouble and get tired. And
yeah, I was going to say, is that maybe a function of fatigue? Inside of 2 minutes to play, second quarter. Evangelista kicking it out to Monsac. Now into the corner for Estrella. 3 on the way. Yes!
And that was a nice extra pass. The girl at the top could have hit it, but she made that extra pass.
That's one of those where after you execute an offensive set like that, you think, well, why don't we just do this every time? And then answering from the other side is Vanessa Leeper-Jones for 3.
She got all excited about that one.
Evangelista into the corner now for Estrella. She's working on Cousinho. Good drive and conversion.
Yeah, Evangelista's had to take over some of the dribbling responsibility with Morton taking a little bit of a rest, and she's doing okay.
Cousinho comes up a little gingerly.
Oh.
Air ball and the rebound by Estrella. Cousinho with the steal. Seems to be moving okay now as we're inside of a minute to play second quarter. 44-29 in favor of the Chileans. Cousinho saves it. It's going to turn into an opportunity for the Dominican Republic. Baseline drive, kicked out to Estrella. Now Paniagua for 3. Back iron, no. Rebound Estrella. She goes up strong and draws the foul.
It's interesting, too, people may notice that the FIBA rule changes that have come in just over this past year is that when you get an offensive rebound, the shot clock only sets to 14. Previously, it would go back, you'd get a whole new 24 set. And now it's it makes the game a little bit more exciting. You've got to look to run your offense a lot quicker once you get that offensive rebound. And it promotes a little bit more scoring, I think, because teams on an offensive rebound defensively are usually a little bit scrambled, you know, trying to find their checks. And it's made the game a lot more exciting.
Yeah, it's, you know, when you figure into the number of possessions per game and the amount of 10 seconds that you take off of those kinds of possessions, yeah, it's definitely going to increase scoring. I like the rule change, and it makes it a lot more interesting. You can reset your offense for one more set piece.
Well, I mean, when you bring the ball in from the other end, you've got 10 seconds basically to get it into your offense. So now, if it's an offensive rebound, they've just taken that 10 seconds away, which is kind of logical with how they want the speed of the game to go. I remember when they went to the 24-second shot clock from the 30, people were like, oh, this is, you know, it's too fast. But the teams have adjusted, and I think it's fabulous for the speed of the game.
As we get a look inside both huddles. 22.1 seconds to play in this second quarter. Chile leading the Dominican Republic 44-29. Estrella bangs home the first free throw. She's got 6 points now. Morrison leading all scorers with 19. She is done for the half. Estrella hits them both. Leads 13. Fuentes ahead to Baseas. Cousinho. Morrison.
I think that was definitely part of what they wanted to do on that last possession was get the ball inside to Morrison. And it worked, drew one more foul, right?
It's a bit confused. They took Morrison off the board. She stayed in the game. So if you're surprised to see Morrison get that ball, you're no more surprised than I was, because I said she was out of the game. I saw them take her
She's
off.
pretty hard to miss.
She's everywhere.
Yeah, she is.
Hits both free throws. I believe that gives her 21. Now she sits down.
Yeah, because now they're on defense, right? So set her for that end of the half. But it does give the Dominican an opportunity to try and get it something here.
Oh, and Evangelista was not watching the clock, and the Dominicans do not get a shot off, and so the first half will end in favor of Chile by a score of 46-31. Zamara Morrison leading all scorers with 21 points.
And Chile did a good thing at the end there. They pressured the ball. So, you know, she had to watch the ball or not look up at the clock so much and allowed them to run the shot clock out.
We're going to take a break for halftime. Once again, it's the opening game of the 2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championship from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. It's Chile and the Dominican Republic in Group A play, with Chile leading at the half 46-31. For my partner Trix Baker, I'm Craig Feda. We'll be back with second half action in just a bit. Welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, for preliminary round play of the 2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championships. Winner of this tournament goes to a little event called the Olympics in Rio de Janeiro in 2016. And Chile off to a good start in this first game of play. They lead the Dominican Republic 46-31 at halftime. As we await the statistical update to be completed, let's kind of talk in general, Trix, about what we saw in that first half there. Chile got off early with Zamara Morrison, and they never really looked back.
No, and Morrison's really on pace for what she scored at the Pan Am. She averaged 26 points a game at the Pan Ams. 27.6 points per game in the Pan Am tournament. So she's really the key to Chile. And then they've got some good outside shooters, some three-point shooters. I don't think they shot as well as they would have liked to, but you know, she just makes it so much easier for the three-point shooters, because you have to double in on her when she gets the ball, especially Dominican, because they don't have the size to play her one-on-one.
Morrison with 19 points in that first half. As we look at some of the stats that we have available to us, Chile 7 of 14 from two-point range, 6 of 20 from beyond the arc. An impressive 14 of 15 from the three-point line. 15 rebounds for Chile.
Yeah, to shoot 93% from the free throw line is very good. You know, and they went 15 times, so if you double that, going to the free throw line 30 times in a game is really going to get it done for you. Although I think the Dominican's going to make some adjustments. They have to try and front Morrison and prevent her from getting the ball inside. I mean, they're going to live probably with her stepping out and shooting that shot, because at least, you know, that takes her away from the offensive rebound. And they just want to try to get her out of the paint because she's been so effective there.
8 of 19 from two-point range for the Dominican Republic, 2 of 11 from beyond the arc, 7 of 10 from the free throw line. So some excellent free throw shooting in this game by both teams. 16 rebounds. The Dominicans actually out-rebounding Chile by 1. 12 fouls in that first half for the Dominican Republic, 11 turnovers. So they were able to get a little bit better handle on the ball in the second quarter.
And they got to the offensive glass. I mean, they only shot 38%. Or 42%, I guess, from the floor, which isn't great, so gives you a few more offensive rebounds.
And again, the points in the paint heavily in favor of Chile, 8-2. As the second half is underway, the teams switch ends. Evangelista giving it up. Estrella from the right wing gets it to Monsac rather. And she gets fouled by, I believe, Fuentes. That is indeed on Fuentes. That's her second foul.
Yeah, I would think the Dominican would try to go inside a little bit more to her if she's going to be guarded by Fuentes, but I think that Morrison probably just switched off of her.
And of course, the minute we talk about how excellent both teams were in the first half free throw shooting, Monsac blanks one. Rattles the second one home, and it's 46-32.
Very interesting pass. It was
that
a
one.
Slingshot. That one.
I was at a failure of words to describe that. Zeppelin-esque, perhaps?
It's like you got one of those things you throw the ball for the dog. You just whip it over your shoulder.
A little bit of a trebuchet action on it. A nice move by Morrison. She probably could have hit that open jumper there, but she tried to make the extra pass along the baseline. Now the outlet to Rojas. Inside to Fuentes, back out to Rojas. She pops. That's no good. Rebound Fuentes. Her pass is deflected and then intercepted. And Morton at the other end. Very slow to get up, and so the official stops play. She's got that right knee taped. Maybe we can get a look at what happened to Morton. Morton goes up. Yeah, she kind of gets that left foot tangled around the right foot of Fuentes, and she goes down hard. Great camera work.
Hopefully it's nothing serious because they need her.
Oh, nice pass underneath from Monsac, but Aniagua could not convert, but the Dominicans keep possession.
I think we got a shot clock issue.
Did it reset inappropriately to 14?
Yeah, I don't think it hit the rim on that last shot.
So they're going to reset it to 5. That much Spanish I do know. He said cinco.
Yeah. It's interesting that they got the ball on the sideline. They would have probably preferred it on the end line. You have an opportunity for a little bit better scoring.
Morrison blocks the shot by Evangelista, and that leads to an easy layup at the other end by Rojas. 48-32.
So Chile's come out here. They look like they're playing almost a matchup zone.
Aniagua's shot is no good. Morrison the rebound. Just explain a little bit what a matchup zone is.
So they would show zone, and then as people come in and out of their area, they would switch off to them. We used to describe it as if there's 2 people in your area, you would play the one furthest away from the basket.
Got to look at that last 3-point shot by Rojas. Beautiful spot up from the corner.
And that's what you want to do. You want to penetrate and be able to hit those people on the baseline as they drop.
Rojas again. That was the play prior to the 3-pointer following the block by Morrison. So Chile really coming out of this second half very well.
I think you'll see Chile pressure a little bit more with Morton going out with her ankle or whatever her injury is. They're not as comfortable now ball handling, so Chile will come more often with pressure.
Turnover by Morrison, and it's going to be the Dominicans' ball. Nice little no-look pass outside to Beltre. That won't go. And that's something that I noticed in the men's game as well, with the 3-point line being a touch shorter than it is in the NBA. Everybody wants to be a 3-point shooter. That happened a number of years ago in the 90s when the NBA moved the 3-point line even farther in. Everybody became a 3-point shooter. Well, either you're an inside player or you're an outside player. The mid-range jumper, it seems, in the international men's game has kind of gone dormant a little bit. If you get a guy who can shoot that 12 to 14-foot jump shot with regularity, he's going to really make a lot of hay. And you talked about that in the first half of this one.
Well, I think if you're playing against teams that are bigger than you, you have to have that pull-up jumper because, you know, they know they're defending hard inside, so they're going to come flying out at you. And then when you put the ball on the floor, you got to be able to pull it up.
Foul is on Viviana Beltre, her second. They did not put that up as a team foul yet, though. Free throw by Morrison is good. She's got 22. Hits them both. Sayers with some pressure.
She got lucky on that one.
Yeah, she did. Evangelista gives it up to Estrella. She lays it in. Senior whips the pass cross court to Fuentes. She goes up in traffic and lays it in. Tough shot by Jennifer Fuentes.
She's got some decent size as well.
Pass to Monsac, a little too strong, that close. And now Rojas can't handle the pass, and it skitters out of bounds. It'll be Dominican ball. There's a cross-court pass. Fuentes. Evangelista up in among the trees, and she draws the foul. The ball looked like it was going to fall in, and she'd have a shot at a three-point play, but it did not go in. The foul is going to be on Jennifer Fuentes, and I believe that's her third. It is.
I'm surprised actually here that she didn't pull up and shoot a jumper going in against the bigger girls.
Going up against Fuentes and Morrison.
She's got a nice shot. I mean, you can see that from the free throw line. So, I mean, they just, when you're getting in there amongst the trees, it's a lot better to pull it up. And, I mean, she took kind of a hit. Keep your body out going a lot longer, too.
Well, free throw is good. It's 55-36. Nice job by Chile to break some pressure. And then the pass intercepted. Estrella was in there. Chile with a little pressure of their own.
They're trying to help down a little bit, I think, defensively from that guard spot on Morrison.
Nice ball movement. Pass from the baseline to Monsac to Beltre, but the shot won't go. Cosinho, pass into the corner. Rojas to Morrison, 16-footer, short. Beltre the board. And she just gives it right up to Fuentes.
I think she just lost it. I don't think Morrison knocked it out, but she might have.
Morrison, just inside the free throw line. She's fouled on the way up. She will go to the free throw line. That is against Giselle Peguero.
She almost gives up a full foot to her, you know, so it's like, I don't know why you would be trying to block that shot, because it's not going to happen.
It's funny, I was doing some of the prep for this game, and free throw is good. Trix, why don't you break down what we see here?
Well, they're really leaving Morrison. They're leaving him open at the top. She steps in, and the girl just tries to block the shot. And when you're a foot shorter, it's very difficult. And Morrison keeps the ball up high, too.
Mentioned doing some of the game prep and noticed that one of the teams had a power forward at 4'11".
I think that might have been a typo.
Now Rojas down on the floor.
Yeah, she got her foot stepped on, I think, but
yeah,
it's amazing still to me that none of these kids have their ankles taped or braced. Or
it was her own teammate that stepped on her. Yeah, and that's something in international play, especially at the women's level, you don't see a lot of players getting taped.
Well, I think if you look at some of the Chilean players, they're taped. Like Morrison, I bet, is taped underneath those socks, and you know, I see that.
Another angle on the stepped foot. Yeah, that's her own teammate. She steps on the foot of Elena Kolanin. Nice screen by Beltre. Ball goes off of the foot of Jones.
1 second.
She get it off? She did, but the shot did not go. Now Jones gives it up. Peguero.
It's a good take.
Yeah. That's going to be on Vanessa Leeper-Jones. Her third.
Yeah, I
There's
think
the turnover by Jones, and coming away with it is Peguero.
she used her body well to protect the ball. Estrella is just, she's getting some great shots. She just hasn't been able to finish. She's really pulling on her shot. Like that, sort of. You need to finish that follow through and point your index finger at the hoop when you're finished.
Peguero hits the second, and that is 3 fouls. And 14 for Chile.
See, this is what the Dominican did in the second quarter and towards the end of the first quarter. They started to pressure a little bit more And even though Chile's getting a shot, it's a much more hurried shot. So they have to do that defensively. They just don't match up with them.
Wraparound pass to no one. Monsac tracks it down. Good defense in there by Morrison. Now she blocks the shot by Beltre, flat-footed.
Yeah.
Beautiful drive by Sende Macias. And she gives Chile a 59-37 lead. The outside jumper, that's good. Nice shot by Piguero.
A nice pass by Monsac. She penetrated in the key, pulled the defenders, and was able to make that pass.
Morrison ahead to Fuentes. She launches the three. I beg your pardon, that was Cousinho. Now Estrella takes it, kicks it out. Colanin.
Pace has picked up considerably. Both teams have decided they're going to try to really push the ball up the floor. They're pressing a lot. So it makes things happen a little bit quicker than maybe they would like them to happen all the time.
Based on what you've seen so far, what is a quickened pace? Who does that benefit?
Well, I think the Dominican, if they can finish, it helps them because they can try to get some hoops against before Morrison gets back or when the defense isn't set as well. But Chile likes to run.
Another block by Morrison at the other end, and then standing on the end line when she received the pass was Colanin, and that's going to be a turnover. It'll be Dominican Republic ball.
Here's the block coming, and again, she doesn't really have to do much. She's got long arms. I mean, very long arms. Sometimes you'll see big kids and you know, their arms are average length. I would say hers are a little bit longer. She's probably got big hands, which, you know, she's got a good grip on the ball, so that's usually an indication of that.
Zapata for three, no. And another block by Morrison. Paniagua looking around going, what happened there? Now a three at the other end, that is good. Barbara Cousinho, she's got 8.
She's a Boston College kid, so she would, you know, they would be working on that three-point shot a lot.
Oh, and a tough shot by Monsac. I want to get it to Morrison in the post. Instead, Fuentes has it left side, up high. Now they lob it inside to Morrison. Fade away from the left baseline, no. Rebound tipped around and out of bounds. That will remain to Chile.
I think when Monsac...
We're going to look at the tough play by Monsac. She drives around Fuentes and then has to go up and take a little bit of a bump from Morrison, finishes and goes down to the floor. Good effort by Monsac. Cousinho with a nice pass inside to Fuentes. She's a little too strong off the glass. Soto the rebound, but then she gives it up to Macias and she lays it in with the left hand, and it's a 64-41 lead for Chile.
And Soto's just come in relief of Monsac right now. Monsac doesn't get much rest, and you can see Soto struggles a little bit just to take care of the basketball.
Breu, the long pass across court, 5 to shoot. Zapata, nice jump shot by Zapata.
Beautiful pull-up jumper. You gotta love the pull-up jumper.
Fuentes left wing.
Soto now, she's just gonna try and beat the crap out of Morrison a little bit.
Go in, bang her up, draw some fouls, make life hard for her. Now Fuentes had the rebound, and I think it just slipped out of her hand as she went right back up.
Yeah, Soto has good defensive rebound here, but just gives it away. Got to make sure you find in your guards. I see that Morton is not coming back into this game either. That's a big loss for them. I think Morton and Mozak are their key players, and Morton's obviously finished for the day.
fouled away from the pass.
There she is on the.
Looks like she got right quad. So Soto back in now. Beltre out. Three on the way from Cousinho. No. Rebound Morrison. Fresh 14 for Chile. They lead by 19. Beg your pardon, they lead by 21 now. Cousinho with the tough drive. She gives it up inside to Fuentes. Her shot blocked. Gets it back. War underneath. One by Chasey Hernandez.
I think the Dominican's starting to just really play physical with Morrison, trying to bang her before she gets the basketball.
Now a three from the corner, that is good. Yamel Abreu, her first 3 points of the game. Now Fuentes left all alone, but can't convert the open layup. Rebound inside Morrison. She goes off the glass, that won't go, so to the board.
Soto's doing a good job on defensively on Morrison. She's a little bit bigger body. And that time she took care of that defensive rebound. She didn't give it away.
Good awareness by Morrison. Before she went back into the post, she made sure that somebody came up and took ball. As hitting from the outside is Chasey Hernandez. Her first 2 points. Coming up on the end of the third quarter. And Chile not paying attention to the clock. So the third quarter will end with Chile up 64-48 here in this Group A preliminary round game, the very first game of the 2015 FIBA Americas Championship for Women. Glad you can be with us wherever you're tuned in from, online around the world or here in Canada. Chile jumped out to an early lead and really has never looked back. They're led by Zamara Morrison with 25 points as we get a look at the shot by Jennifer Estrella from the corner. Beg your pardon, that was Abreu, and now this one is Chasey Hernandez.
Yeah, they found that spot on the baseline over there on that left side. They're really, again, it's a little bit shorter shot from the three-point line, and you know, you have a little bit more time. Chile's not really defending them at the three-point line. They're saying we're going to let you hit those, and early on they haven't. Now they've got a little bit of a rhythm, so they may try to get out on them a little bit more, but you know, they're taking a lot of time to shoot that ball, so they're not going to get that shot if Chile decides they want to play a little bit tougher defense on them.
Going into this fourth quarter, Chile 18 of 19 from the free throw line. The Dominican Republic missed a couple in that third quarter. The stats are still off on the online portion that we're looking at. I believe the stats on the FIBA website are correct. We don't have those in front of us. And the stats on the board here in the gym are correct as far as player points goes. So we know that Morrison has 25 points for Chile. She's still stuck at 17 in the online that we have.
Well, she slowed down a little bit, I guess. But it's interesting because it just shows how computers are wonderful to work with. They had one roster change, one name change, and it affects the whole technical package.
It sure does. We pointed out from the truck that we also have the score correct. So.
So Soto and Monsac now are in for the Dominican. They're going with the two big girls. So it'll be interesting to see if they can take care of the defensive rebounds and you know, double team Morrison, or at least keep her from touching the ball a little bit more.
We're underway here in the fourth quarter. Dominican Republic trailing Chile 64-48. And Dominicans come away with a turnover there, but then they give it right back up. Fuentes, Jones, and now back to Fuentes. Sayas over to the corner to Jones. Now Cousinho, her three-pointer is no good.
And they're rebounding hard from the backside. They know that three-point shot's going up. Long shot, long rebound. Leaper Jones was in there getting that offensive rebound.
Foul on Giselle Peguero. It's her second.
It's interesting, too, at the end of the third quarter, the Chilean coach was pretty animated. I think when you're up by 20, you know, or 16, I guess now, that, you know, you want to really keep your team focused, because you tend to lose that focus a little bit when you've got a bigger lead.
Well, especially in some of these tournaments, too, where point differential can make a difference as to whether or not you advance to the next round.
Well, and I think in Chile's case, you know, the Dominican is not considered one of the stronger teams here at the tournament, so they've got to start to focus on preparation for the next game, right? So you always have to be thinking ahead. You don't want to be casual, and you want to always have that idea, okay, who's our next opponent and how do we play to our strengths?
Yeah, some coaches have the mentality that the players don't necessarily have ingrained into them yet that you have to win every possession. And in a tournament, again, when you don't know who your next opponent's going to be or what the next round is going to look like, and in some cases you have a team that hasn't been playing together, if they're with their club teams and whatnot, they've only really been together as a national team for a couple of weeks or in some cases even a couple of days. You have to work on every possession. You have to get that chemistry on the floor, and with a big lead you might let things get a little sloppy, and so that perhaps also is why Ricardo Gonzalez is still coaching with such a big lead. Not that he would stop coaching, but coaching them up.
Well, it's interesting because the Dominican seems to have adjusted a bit and are playing Morrison better now. Like they are preventing her from getting the ball, but it's taken them, you know, 3.5 quarters to get to that. So, you know, that's something they want to carry into the next game if they've got a bigger opponent that they have to play against again.
There's the drive by Monsac. She draws the foul.
See, here's a case where you've got the 14-second shot clock.
That foul was on Fuentes, by the way, her fourth. Now a three from the left wing is no good by Monsac. Ball goes out of bounds, and that'll be to Chile. Marisol Gamboa checking in now for Chile. Guerrero sitting down for the Dominican Republic. She had some pretty good minutes in there. Cousinho has it poked away. Nice defense by Abreu, and then she gets hammered by Cousinho on her way up. She'll go to the free throw line for Cousinho. It's going to be her first foul.
This is a frustration foul for sure, because here she is, she turns it over, and then the girl's going to the hoop. She's mad, so she's not letting her have that layup.
Free throw by Abreu, a little too strong.
But some of the teams that are watching this, the other teams in the tournament are watching this and seeing that Chile can be, you know, rattled a little bit with some pressure. So, you know, all those coaches are taking notes and putting things in their back pocket for when they play them. Because Morrison's going to be a bit of a problem for any of the teams, and if they can pressure them and not let them get the ball into the front court, it makes it a lot easier to defend.
Second free throw was no good, so the score remains 64-48 in favor of Chile. Jones to Sayas, now into the corner. Back into the other corner. Good ball movement by Chile, nice patience. And as Soto and Morrison are battling away from the ball, a foul is called. I think that's going to be on Soto. It is.
It's a little bit of pinball going on in there because Monzac's hitting her and then Soto's bumping her. You know, she's not getting a free rein through the key like she did in the first half.
Morrison bottled up. She has to give it up. Macias now in the corner. 3-ball by Cousinho is good. And she's got 11. 67-48. Monsack. 17-footer is no good. Now the pass inside, trying to hit Jones, but it was tipped by Monsack.
It's a little bit of a coach's nightmare when you are bringing the ball up the floor. You prefer to go down the same sideline, then you don't have defenders in the way. She tried to throw that right through the key, and of course the defender's there. So it has to be a perfect pass if you're going to make it.
Jones drawing the foul. I believe that is going to be on Genesis Evangelista. It is. That's her second.
It's interesting because both teams are running the same out of bounds play. And it's just a screen the screener, and they're not communicating or whatever, because you should not be giving up a layup underneath the hoop on an inline throw-in.
Jones converts. Back up to a 21-point lead. Jones now in double figures with 10. Monsack, nice move, a little too strong on the layup attempt. Gets her own rebound. Has it blocked by Gamboa. Goes up over Morrison, no good. And at the other end, Jones is fouled. I believe that is going to be on Evangelista.
I think Evangelista actually tried to avoid that foul. She kind of just curled and went underneath her, tried to just, you know, disturb her shot a little bit, and here it comes.
Well, she did avoid it because they gave it to Estrella.
Well, Estrella then, but she just tried to go underneath her, and Leaper did a good job, I guess, of selling it. Leaper Jones. That is such a cool name, Leaper Jones.
Both free throws good. 71-48 as Chile starting to run away with this one. Evangelista double teamed and stolen. Jones, Macias, she takes it on Soto and then kicks it out to the corner. Now Morrison bounces off of Soto, goes glass and lays it in. 27 points now for Zumara Morrison.
And again, that's a tough foul on Soto, but you know, she really didn't reach in, but Morrison was able to create the contact enough to get the foul. It was, I mean, it's a good call,
yeah,
but Soto really can't do much else, right?
Her arms were up straight, but, and that's a crafty offensive move, really.
Yeah, well, it's the nice kind of step back. I mean, she doesn't really have to step back against probably a lot of teams, but it's a nice move to have in your repertoire for sure.
73-48 in favor of Chile. Welcome back to the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton. I guess you would call this Western Canada, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, we are Western Canada, yes. Yeah. I was thinking about Leaper Jones. It's almost like Basketball Jones. It's not even, it's a good thing she got married because, you know, Leaper is not, it's okay, but Leaper Jones that's a perfect basketball name.
2015 FIBA Americas Women's Championship. You get a look at some of the Chilean fans, the teams in this tournament. As Morrison hits the free throw, Argentina, Brazil, Canada, Chile, Cuba, Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Puerto Rico, Venezuela, and the U.S. Virgin Islands. The winner of this tournament has their ticket punched to the 2016 Summer Olympics in Rio de Janeiro. The second, third, and fourth place teams in this tournament have to go to a qualifying tournament.
And
Brazil
actually
in this, Brazil in this tournament, if they finish in the either second, third, or fourth positions, they are still going as host nation.
Yeah, they've added a 5th, 6th game on the Sunday, and that's really important because the 5th place team has an opportunity still to qualify with Brazil being here, and assuming they're going to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, I've got to talk to the organizers. They added one more game. I'm going to have to
well,
make sure I get a check for that game.
Yeah, it's well, it's interesting because Brazil is not here with their best team.
Right.
They've got 3 girls that are WNBA players and are not with the team. So they're a little bit different. I watched them scrimmage the other night, and they do have 1 WNBA player, but not all 4 of them. So.
Well, that's something I was talking about last night with Nelson Isley. He's a former international coach, now scout and observer for FIBA. And he said that's one of the things that is kind of hurting international basketball a little bit, especially at the women's level, that there's so many different tournaments going on that you try to put together a true national team. But if there's 2 or 3 tournaments going on at the same time, if you have an under-18 going on at the same time as, for instance, as this one, or you finish up with a Pan American tournament, you don't really have your full team. And so developing the consistency and the chemistry can be difficult at times.
Well, it's very difficult because a lot of the European leagues and the South American leagues, they run when these kinds of tournaments aren't going on. But the WNBA, I mean, is in direct conflict with all of these qualifying tournaments. And, some of the teams are releasing their players, some of them aren't. And, it does make it very difficult. Natalie Achonwa from the Canadian team, she played in the Pan Am Games, went back to her team and played 4 games and then flew back here. So, I mean, physically it's exhausting on her body as well. Never mind mentally trying to get the systems in place and the chemistry, as you talked about, with each of the players.
Besaez makes it 78-49 as Chile threatens to make it a 30-point game. Evangelista up over Morrison. She swats at it, can't get it, but forces the miss.
Yeah, she makes all the girls change their shot. You've got to try and get it over those arms, and it's not your regular shooting form.
Monsac has to give it up. Now Figuero. Good shot by Figuero. She's got 5 now.
I'm surprised Morrison is still in here. I would have thought they would have had her out by now and gotten some of the other players in. Maybe they're looking for her to score her 30th point before they take her out.
Could be. Morrison gives it up to Jones, and she hits the 3 from the corner, but she's got 15 now. Monsac over Besaez, no. Cousinho tips the rebound, and it's taken by Abreu. Beg your pardon, that was Gamboa.
Bounce pass. The post players don't want a bounce pass. On transition, you want the ball up, and I always say throw it at their face, and they're going to catch it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard for those 6'5" girls to try to catch a bounce pass. It's probably got topspin on it.
And if it's not just so, it's hard enough to catch as it is. Three-pointer by Paniagua is no good. Inside of 4 minutes to play in this Group A preliminary round game between Chile and the Dominican Republic, if you're just joining us. It's really been all Chile the entire game, and the story is Zamara Morrison. She's got 28 points. They tried a couple of different things as has the Dominican Republic, and they really just haven't been able to find an answer for Morrison.
Well, they've struggled shooting. I mean, their shooting percentage is not very good today. I would have thought Monsac would have finished a little bit better inside than what she's been doing. I think it's a bit of an off day for her. And then losing Morton didn't help. The guard that controls everything.
She stepped on her teammate's foot, and she's been out ever since. Now the pass a little bit too high for Tiare Garcia.
Well, I think we lost Evangelista too. She's the one that I think had her thigh taped. So when you're missing 2 starters, it's a big deal. And it's a long tournament.
We'll get a look at Tiare Garcia, 15 years old, from Viña del Mar. She's going to get some nice minutes here in international play at the end of this game.
Well, and I think she came in from, she was at the World Championships for the under-19s.
Hernandez giving it up, shot blocked. Beautifully done by Gamboa. Forces the miss and comes up with the rebound. Good work underneath by Marisol Gamboa. That leads to an easy basket for Daphne Bermudez.
Yeah, I'm still very surprised that Morrison is in here. I mean, these are the kinds of games where at the end, you know, you hurt yourself or, you know, someone knees you in the leg, or they just don't need her in here.
Well, they don't need her, so might as well use her. And she scores her 30th point. And the Dominican Republic, with 2:27 to play, takes timeout. Let's get a look at the turnover.
I think this is it. I think this is the Morrison 30 points.
Yeah.
I think she's finished for the day.
I think you are probably right. Nice look from underneath. Great job by our crew all game long.
When she went into the timeout, the coach patted her on the shoulder. I think she's done, but we'll see. That's my prediction.
If I were the coach, I'd have a taxi cab waiting for her outside the arena saying, no, you are definitely done. Go back. Get a rest.
Yeah, she's done. Great game. I mean, she played very well today, and I mean, it's pretty easy for her when there's nobody to contest her. So she'll have tougher games, but you still got to get it done when you're out there, and that's a great start for the tournament for her with 30 points.
She's also got 13 rebounds in this game to lead all rebounders.
And a double-double. I'm not sure how many rebounds she got because we're not getting the stats, but definitely a double-double. Oh, 13 rebounds. Okay.
.220 to play in this one. Hernandez. Monsac now. Nigua converts for her first 2 points of the game. Coming up after this one, Ecuador and the Virgin Islands. The game will take place at 3:15 or thereabouts. We'll have a little bit of a break, and then the nightcap, Canada and Puerto Rico, followed by Brazil and Venezuela.
That's one of our first shot clock violations of the day. Haven't had too many.
No. We've seen a couple of quarters expire.
Without shots,
right.
Yes.
And then fighting her way through traffic. Sandy Baseas. I beg your pardon, that was 9. That was not 6. That was Marisol Gamboa.
She's not played a lot of minutes, a few. She's 1 for 1 from the free throw line.
Second one is no good. Pass ahead to Hernandez, and she can't handle it.
There it is again.
A little bit too far. Yeah, that bounce pass.
Transition. Throw the ball up. Let him go get it. Especially, they're all new balls. They start the tournament with all new balls, and they're a little bit slipperier, and you get a little bit more top spin on them.
Ryu comes away with it. Paniagua kicks it out. 3 on the way. No. Chasey Hernandez shoots again. No good. Long rebound to the Dominican. Monsac inside of a minute to play, and Monsac travels.
Looks like she stepped on someone's foot a little bit too.
Monsac gets helped up. See if we can find out what happened there.
Well,
she didn't.
Maybe she just jammed it.
86-53 in favor of Chile. Kalanen can't strike from in close. So the feathered fans of Chile will be happy about the result of this one. Their red, white, and blue headdresses, scarves.
It's just become a three-point shooting contest for the Dominican. It's not pretty.
And if you don't have a lot of outside shooters, you have a couple of people on the bench who would ordinarily be able to shoot them for you. You can't shoot your way back into the game.
It's interesting that both teams are still continuing to press till the end of the game.
I was just thinking that. Hernandez scores, and she's got 4. Good hands by table staff down there. There's a look at Morrison. Well-earned rest. Beltre kicks it out. 3 on the way by Estrella. That is good. She's got 12. Kalanen tries to score before the end of the game and cannot connect. And the final score of this one, 88-56 in favor of Chile. So in Group A play, Chile moves their record to 1-0, while the Dominican Republic falls to 0-1. Morrison leading all scorers with 30 points as we wrap this one up. Trix, Chile looked awfully impressive. How are they going to be able to compete going forward with some of the bigger guns that are out there?
Well, I think they're going to struggle. I mean, Dominican is not very big, and you know, they, again, as I mentioned, they've had some trouble. They had 2 of their starters get hurt, so it will be it'll be a tougher go for Chile in their next games for sure. But they've got some good solid shooting from the perimeter.
Barbara Cousinho blowing kisses to all the fans back home, and we will blow kisses to you for this game, as we're going to step aside and take a little bit of a break here as Ecuador and the Virgin Islands get set to play game 2 of preliminary round play. This will be a Group B game. For my partner Trix Baker, I'm Craig Feta saying so long for now from the Saville Community Sports Center in Edmonton. Thanks for watching. We're back in a bit with game 2.
También bola de frente que viene empujando. Juegue rápido, viene a ver que es rápido ya. Cambia acá ya. Juegue rápido, viene a ver que es rápido ya. Cambia acá ya. Y métete.